Quincy came to me probably 6 years ago, and I knew right away that there's some things that I admired about him. His work ethic, his focus on family. Just, he's got personality plus, and he's got charisma. He's got it.
He is a rock. He's a rock for our family. He's a rock at work. That's the role he plays. That's what he's good at. When we got the call from the doctor, just our regular doctor, and the blood test had come back off the charts scary, to hear the fear in her voice totally freaked me out.
The nephrologist is sitting there and he says, well, I gotta tell you, you're at stage 4 renal failure. Your kidneys are effectively shutting down. When he said that, essentially what I heard was, you're gonna die and you guys need to figure out what your game plan is. The thing that I was just dead set on was I was not going to tell anybody at Lowe's.
Reaching out to Don was super difficult because I thought, oh gosh, what if he does look at Quincy different? But he still needs to know, because Quincy would never show any vulnerability.
Allie sent me an email and saying that Quincy was going through a tough time. She felt if I opened that door, he would really like to talk to me about it.
As soon as I sat down, I could see there was a difference on his face. After a couple of minutes, he just looks at me and he says, Allie emailed me. And he just told me, he says, Q, we're gonna make sure you're all right. So coming out of that conversation, I felt like I had told my dad what I was going through, and he was telling me it was gonna be all right. I knew that I had to tell my team. I'm very close to them.
I was walking a store with one of my PSIs here in Meridian, and I knew something was up. He called me and he was like somber. He's like, dude, I went to the doctor and they said that I have kidney failure. He was just telling me like, he's really scared. And like, he obviously got emotional with me on the phone, and I'm like bawling on the other end because that's my freaking big brother. At that point, like in my head, I was thinking, dude, I know they do kidney transplants.
When Justin cares about you, he's all in. I guess I just didn't know that he cared about Quincy like that.
I told him, kind of why he meant so much to me. I wouldn't have my son right now, and I wouldn't be married to my wife. And I wouldn't be the confident person that I am today if I didn't have a guy like Quincy. If this is my chance to give back to you, then I want to do it.
Of course, time stopped. I didn't know what to say to him other than thank you.
The love thickens there, that love for the person that I already fell in love with, but also to see that like he honestly could potentially put himself in a life-threatening situation for somebody else. And I'm proud to be his wife, because I'm not that person. I don't know if I would do this for someone else. He's doing it.
I couldn't imagine someone caring enough to do that for me. Went to Don, and Don said, he cares about you. And he said, you are a fool if you don't let him do this for you. Those were his exact words. You're a fool if you don't take advantage of this. Your kids deserve it. Your wife deserves it. And if he needs to do this for you, he deserves it.
I mean, we have the ability as people to do great things. A lot of people say, what would I do in that situation, or how would I respond? Well, respond the way that your heart tells you to. So what's next is we're gonna go to Seattle, and I get to give back to Q for all he's given to me.
On this day, I am feeling hopeful. I am feeling blessed, excited.
I feel like I have been given a gift that I could never repay. I feel grateful, I feel appreciative. I get to go home to my kids.
Lowe's is so much bigger than a store that you go buy your stuff at, and that people with fancy titles are real people, and they care.